And here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. Welcome on board and enjoy the flight here in round 26 of the 2020-21 Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Straight away, the two centres going at it, and a foul called on Ognjen Kuzmic. Supposed to have Noko absent and Duop Reef in that position. So if Kuzmic gets in foul trouble, they are in big trouble as a team. Pass inside to Polonara, and he gets the better of Simonovic. And the challenge gets that little bit harder for Crvena Zvezda. Lloyd will take plenty of shots, you have to imagine, tonight. Misses his first, foul the rebound. Down the floor comes Luka Vildoza. He starts at point guard with Perrier Henry to come off the bench. Polonara to Gedraitis. Vildoza again around the high screen of foul, pulls the trigger on a three. It rims out, and underneath, a foul has been called on Ognjen Kuzmic. It's a nightmare start for Crvena Zvezda. Look at Kuzmic here, backing in, holding off foul, and his second foul in the space of the opening minute. And he's Zvezda's only available centre here tonight. And Polonara hangs and hits. He's got all four of Baskonia's points. So a small lineup right now for Zvezda. Lloyd, Uskokovic, Lazic, Simonovic and Jagodic Kariđa. Nice pass inside and a lovely flash through the paint from Jordan Lloyd to get up and running. Vildoza. Polonara. Capable of doing it inside and out, Polonara. Doing it in every category as well. That time hangs the pass up to foul. Just get out of his way. Yusufa Foul looking to take charge of the paint tonight. Baskonia by 4, and Zvezda in foul trouble. Uskokovic, the 21-year-old guard, takes the long two. Rebound for Vildoza. This is in danger of getting ugly quickly for Crvena Zvezda. Polonara, high entry pass again. They can go that route each and every time. Yusufa Foul doubles his money. Baskonia up by 6. Huge mismatch in terms of height against pretty much anyone in the competition, but especially anyone on the floor for Crvena Zvezda right now. Jagodic Kariđa looking for some payback as he puts the foul on Fell. That's one way of dealing with it. Jagodic Kariđa, 2'5", is playing defense on the 221 Yusufa Foul right now. Trying to take it at him on the offensive end and earning a trip to the foul line here. His team can try and change the game if they can get in foul trouble, but Baskonia still have a couple of other very capable bigs in the form of Tonye Jakiri and Iliman Diop to fill in at that position. Gedraitis, 5 points the gap. 1 of 2 at the line for Jagodic Kariđa. 3-point shot, far side, off the mark, rebound Lloyd. Jagodic Kariđa on offense again, this time up against Gedraitis. Back out to Jordan Lloyd, the long limbs of Foul getting in the way. Lloyd into a packed paint, offensive foul. So 3 fouls on Crvena Zvezda here in the opening 3 minutes. Just wants to see his team remain competitive tonight. Such a tough ask for Crvena Zvezda. Gedraitis up against Lloyd, into the lane, little floater, and it will go down, and everything is for Baskonia so far. 10 points in 3 and a bit minutes. Seven the advantage. Here's Lloyd. Here's Kukovic. Got a free path into the paint, but Fel came across. Double rejection. Polonara there as well. No way through for Crvena Zvezda. Long two for Lazic. That won't go down, nor will the tip from Simonovic. And Zvezda have been rattled around the rim. Foul up against Jagodic-Karija again. Backing him down. Comfortable look at the basket. Lazic the rebound, though, off the miss. That was Baskonia's first miss on the interior. They were 5 of 5 from 2-point range before that. Look at the comparison. Zvezda really struggling against the giant Yusufa Fel. The long two off the marks. They're now just 1 of 6 from 2-point range. Here's Fel, each and every time, spins with an elbow into Jagodic-Karija. No foul called. That's the question that Jagodic-Karija is asking of the official. It would have been a second foul on Fel. And Zvezda feeling like absolutely nothing is going for them right now. 6 points on perfect shooting from Yusufa Fel. Jagodic-Karija had it wrestled off him by Vildoza. Vildoza swiftly down the floor, pushes onto the corner to Gedraitis. It's been a horrible 5 minutes for Zvezda. It might get worse. Yusufa Fel inside again, scores with the foul. 8 points already before the midway point of the quarter. It's 14 fouls on Crvena Zvezda. This one from the captain, Branko Lazic. And a chance for Fel to complete a 3-point play. We talked about the importance of the interior battle tonight, and Fel has been dominant. 14-3, an 11-point Baskonia lead at the midway point of the opening quarter.
What a pass from Calathes. Nick Calathes is playing out of his skin tonight.
A huge game of the week next week as Nick Calathes returns to former club Panathinaikos. And Mario Hezonja of Panathinaikos will face his former team, Barcelona. But in the game of the week this week, what a story so far. Anadolu Efes currently up big on the road at Fenerbahce, who've won 10 in a row. Efes up by 16 in the Istanbul derby after 12 minutes. Baskonia up by 11 here. Fel's first miss of any type in the game. Lloyd taking on Fel. Not going to take the shot against the giant. Gets it back on the perimeter. Trying to shake off Gedraitis. Back out. 3-point shot wide open. And he got it. Marko Simonovic, who stepped up with 4 threes in the game against Baskonia in round 2. Closes the gap to 8, and Duško Ivanovic on the Baskonia bench is not happy at all. 4.5 to play in the first. Gedraitis into Fel, knocked away. And they might just have started to solve that problem. The door slightly ajar for a Crvena Zvezda comeback. 100 steals now in his EuroLeague career for Luka Vildoza, having picked one up early here. Lloyd to Walden. Lazic taking on the three. He misses. Rebound Polonara. 4 minutes and change remaining in the first. Vildoza's pass. Peters had to shuffle across to grab it and commits the offensive foul, wrapping his arm around Walden. Corey Walden, who's back having missed the last 2 games through COVID-related reasons. And the belief is back for Crvena Zvezda here tonight. Walden had it poked away, though. Now a 3-on-1 for Baskonia. Vildoza off to Polonara, who's off to the heavens. Baskonia back up by 10. 6 points in the first 6 and a bit minutes for Achille Polonara. Coach Duško Ivanovic a little happier now with his team playing a bit of defense. Vildoza committing a foul off the back of that. We're going to see Perrier Henry for the first time guarding Walden. Lloyd. Here's Walden across to the far side, down the baseline. Simonovic attacking, Jakiri rejecting, but Kuzmic flips it back up and in, having come back off the bench on 2 early fouls. Crvena Zvezda just trying to stay in the fight in the early exchanges. Polonara up against Simonovic. Peters, long 2, rims out into the hands of Kuzmic. Really important now that he doesn't pick up that 3rd foul. Lloyd from the elbow. Jordan Lloyd got it. 2nd score for Lloyd, and the gap close to 6 again. Zvezda starting to see that field goal percentage creep up now. Here's Jakiri up against Kuzmic. Back out, 3-point shot. Peters, such an excellent shooter from all distances and angles, Alec Peters. He's at 46% on the perimeter this season, taking on a big role at Baskonia. He was a role player with Anadolu Efes as they were top of the standings last season. He was a role player before that for CSKA Moscow as they won the EuroLeague title. Now he's taking on a star role for Baskonia and hitting a big shot there. They're up by 9. Sander Rajesta, a 21-year-old Estonian international, will come in. He's averaging only 4.5 minutes a game. Here's Lloyd off to Walden. Walden taking on a long 2 before Henry could get to him, and he hits it. Crvena Zvezda finally starting to fire. Perrier Henry, the 3rd most creative player in the competition this season. Working with Jakiri on the perimeter, passes out to Dragic, who takes on the outside shot. Long rebound for Walden. Final 2 minutes of the first hit. Walden, as Kuzmic rolls back inside, it's Lloyd far side against Rajesta. Kuzmic looking to run interference on the perimeter. Walden to shoot the deep 3. Rebound Jakiri. Baskonia with the ball, up by 7 with the number 7. Polonara from Henry. Rajesta. Jakiri rolls inside, receives it too far away from the basket. Dragic tenaciously powers in towards the baseline, poked away. Rajesta grabs it above Kuzmic and scores a big play from the youngster. The 2:04 forward up above the 2'13" centre. The youngster over the top of the veteran. 9 the Baskonia lead. Lloyd trying to get away from Rajesta, and he's fouled eventually as he's sandwiched by the Estonian and the Nigerian, Tonye Jakiri. There's a rejection from Tonye Jakiri. Before that, we saw a double rejection from Baskonia. Fallon Polonara. And a night like this, with the odds very much against coach Dejan Radonic's team, they could do with Jordan Lloyd, who shoots at 93% from the line, hitting his foul shots. Here's the second. Zvezda 2 of 4 as a team. Dragic. Bypasses Jakiri and even bypasses Henry as he turns the ball over. It's the third turnover from Baskonia to tie level with the 3 from Crvena Zvezda so far. .47 seconds remaining in the opening quarter here. Jagodic Karica to Uskokovic. Lloyd, Uskokovic again. Shot clock down to the final 4 seconds. Jagodic Karica puts it on the floor, back into the hands of the 21-year-old who shoots the 3, misses. Polonara the rebound. It comes back out for the 3 from Lloyd though, and he strings it. And Crvena Zvezda are closing the gap here. 8 points in the first quarter for Jordan Lloyd. Off the back of the first steal of the game from Crvena Zvezda. Henry. Nominal differential between shot and game clock at the end of the quarter, so Perrier Henry dictates the tempo, manages the game clock. Threatened to take it at Davidovac, created his own shot, missed it. Polonara big on the boards, but can't stick it back to beat the buzzer. And Baskonia have to settle for a 5-point lead at the end of a quarter where Duško Ivanovic's team have for large parts looked dominant. 21-16 though at the first break. Was indeed a dominant start. Yusuf Afel winning the opening tip and setting the tone for things to come. Zvezda really struggling to score despite that basket early on from Jordan Lloyd. Was foul dominant on the interior along with Achille Polonara. As Baskonia hit their first 5 shots from 2-point range. Crvena Zvezda trying to answer back from long range. They hit a couple of threes. Back of a timeout, they were able to spark their comeback into life. Despite Kuzmic playing in foul trouble with 2 fouls in the opening minute. The first steal led to a 3 for Lloyd that closed the gap to 5 at the end of 1. 21-16 the score. Baskonia still shooting at 64% on the interior, where Crvena Zvezda are improving. And Baskonia have had 1 more turnover in the game. Rebounding potentially key tonight. Baskonia grabbing 1 extra offensive rebound so far at 3-2. The dynamic of this game changes when Yusuf Afel is on the floor. He's the best performer of the opening quarter with 8 points on 4 of 4 shooting from the field in just 5.5 minutes. 3 rebounds and a block shot as well. Tonje Jakiri, a very able replacement, played the final 4.5 minutes of that first quarter. We start the second with coach Dejan Radonic's team back within 5 points. And with the ball as Dejan Davidovac gets set to inbound. (21-16) to Baskonia. Davidovac. Jagodic Karica. Wants to go one-on-one here, posting up. Up against Peters, bounce pass down the baseline to the corner, shot clock winding down, tough shot. High off the window, almost fell down, poked away by Uskokovic, saved at centre court as well. Crvena Zvezda really battling, but still can't get any reward, at least not for now. They will have the ball again though, after it exits the court off the fingertips of Perrier Henry. And by Dobric to Jagodic-Karija. Uskokovic working with Jagodic-Karija, who goes inside, but a travel called on the young guard. The Serbian under-20 international, a product of the Zvezda juniors, averaging 13 minutes so far this season, but he had 9 points in 20 minutes in Tuesday's defeat at Žalgiris when he hit 4 of his 5 shots, Uskokovic. Call for the turnover here. Henry. Now Peters. Dragic gets it back from Peters, down the baseline, blocked off by Davidovac. Jakiri over the top of Jagodic-Karija, and what a follow from Tadas Sedekerskis. A barrage of Baskonia blows. And they land the first blow of the second quarter. Jagodic-Karija, shot clock down to 4 already, goes baseline, kicks it back out. Henry blocking the passing lane. Here's Peters now in transition down the floor. A wild layup, but plenty underneath in the paint to pick up the pieces. Tonje Jakiri hammering home. Baskonia by 9 points. And coach Dejan Radonjic calls timeout on the Crvena Zvezda bench. Yusuf Fel, so far the man stealing the spotlight in the Basque Country tonight. He's been in fine form recently and certainly has over the course of his 5.5 minutes on court here, putting his muscle about, showing his quality in the paint, hitting 4 of his 5 shots for 8 points, 3 rebounds and 1 block as well.
Next motion.
Off the back of the timeout, a couple of minutes into the second quarter, Zvezda trailing by 9. Jagodic-Karija, plenty of movement from Walden here, trapped by the diligent defender Perrier Henry. Davidovac moving it on. Jagodic-Karija trying to shoot over the top of Jakiri, and he got it over the 2 meters 12 center. An illustration, though, that every point tonight is going to be ultra hard earned by Crvena Zvezda. They forced a turnover and then a foul on Jakiri. Jagodic-Karija with a pinpoint shot, despite the hand in his face from Jakiri. It's his first basket of this ball game. He's closed the gap to 7. Zvezda can try and close it further here. Davidovac with the handoff to Radonov. Walden. Jagodic-Karija making a move inside. He goes onto the corner. No room to operate here, though. Shot clock down to the final 3. Radonov, he shoots over the top of Jakiri. Misses on the outside. Gedraitis the rebound. Henry high up into the paint to Jakiri, who's bullish towards the basket, wanting to attack 2 Crvena Zvezda players, and he gets fouled. back up by 9, 3 minutes into the second quarter. Not yet capable of opening. Significant breathing room though. Crvena Zvezda certainly still well in this, despite their difficult circumstances, but they turn it over. Henry down the floor. Peters hung high. Geraitis flips it up and in. And now it is a double-digit Baskonia lead. Walden. And the left-hand drive, little bounce pass, pops back fortuitously here for Dobric to knock down the shot. It broke kindly for Crvena Zvezda. Henry on to Jakiri. Sedekerski's got away from Davidovac momentarily. Davidovac got right back at him again, but this time the fortuitous break in favour of Baskonia. Peters suffocated. Jakiri still found a route to the rim. That's really tough to take for a Zvezda defence that dug their heels in. Jakiri now with 6 points, picking up right where Yusufa Fal left off in the first quarter. Walden. Inside to Jagodic. Karija, off-balance shot though up against Peters. Henry. And Jakiri was being clung onto as he tried to enter the paint. The foul on Radanov. Baskonia, if they can get a score here, can open up the largest lead of the game. Couple of steals already for Henry. In just 8 minutes. And transition offense for Baskonia as they pick Crvena Zvezda apart. Vildoza to inbound. Here's Fell. Crvena Zvezda swarming around him. No way of taking the ball off him though. Geraitis poked away, recovered. 10 on the shot clock still. Geraitis fires it far side. Vildoza got Walden up in the air, stepped down the baseline. Peters, his 3 rejected, long 2, way off. Foul big on the boards, and still Crvena Zvezda give it all, but to no avail. It's back in the hands of Baskonia. Peters to inbound, back to Geraitis. Open 3 off the inbound, rubbing salt in Zvezda's wide open wounds. 3 of 3 from the field for 7 points in 10 minutes. Roja Geraitis, and this is now the largest lead at 14. Walden on the bounce, using Kuzmic as a screen to shoot behind, misses. It's a huge 5 minutes for Crvena Zvezda to try and stay in contention. It could get beyond them before half-time here if they're not careful. Slipped inside to Yusufa Fal, and he scores with the foul from Kuzmic. Another 2 back in off the bench and back with a bang for Fal. Another foul for Kuzmic, who picks up his 3rd already. He's only played 6 minutes. And Yusufa Fal has 10 points, despite only playing 6.5 minutes himself. It's 11 points and 5 rebounds, as well as a block shot now for Yusufa Fal. A 12-2 Baskonia run. They lead by 17. Here's Lloyd. 8 points, 2 assists for him back in the first quarter. Yet to do any damage here in the second. Baskonia with a 16-4 second quarter in their favour. Lloyd. Vildoza with the foul. As 2 number 3s collide at centre court. Second foul on Baskonia here in the second quarter. Zvezda have 3. A sarcastic smile from Duško Ivanović, but he can afford to smile for real, given the position his team find themselves in. Lloyd, deflected off the foot of Fell. There's still plenty of time for Crvena Zvezda, even if the odds are stacked against them. Three-point shot, especially if Jordan Lloyd starts firing, but he misses. Vildoza down the floor. Going through the gears, getting bumped by Lloyd. And there's the fourth foul on Crvena Zvezda here in the second quarter. We saw yesterday how much a second game this week took out of Zenit St. Petersburg when they got battered at home to Valencia, having beaten Milan on Monday in a rearranged round 5 game. Crvena Zvezda played a catch-up game on Tuesday and are well short of numbers. And they're down by 17 here after 16 minutes. Vildoza against Lloyd. It's Peters far side to take the three. Alec Peters misses. Gedraitis offensive rebound. And Foul was making sure. But Crvena Zvezda are getting punished in so many different departments right now. 19 the Baskonia lead. Davidovac directing traffic. Lazic. Around the perimeter it goes. Jagodic playing at centre up against Kurskis right now. Gets his shot away with a hand in his face and it falls well short into the hands of Peters. And Crvena Zvezda can't buy a bucket here in the second quarter. And all the way, coast to coast for the score is Luka Vildoza. The antithesis of the energy that Zvezda possess right now. Vildoza at pace, with purpose and precision. Coach Duško Ivanović has seen his team more than double the tally of their opponents in the opening 16.5 minutes. It's a 22-point Baskonia lead now. Their dominance just grows and grows the longer this one goes on. Davidovac drawing Foul out, wants to take him on, gets under the hoop, flips it on the reverse. How about the shot from Dejan Davidovac to get it past the 221 centre? A rare score for Crvena Zvezda, especially here in the second quarter. Kurskis, now Vildoza. In traffic, flips it up and in. Luka Vildoza with 4 quick-fire points. Davidovac. Jagodic up against Kurskis. He'll prefer that matchup rather than against Foul, but he's still forced into the miss by the young forward. Here's Foul up against Davidovac. It's just not a matchup. Right now, Yusuf Foul owning the paint. 6 of 7 from the field for 13 points, 5 rebounds in 8.5 minutes. Lloyd. 24 the margin now. Lloyd wants to take it at Foul. Forced away, gets it back in the corner, goes baseline away from the giant. Can't score, but he's fouled from behind and will go to the line for 2. Chance for Jordan Lloyd to score his first points of the second quarter after 8 in the first. And in the process, he puts the second foul on Yusuf Foul, who has to go to the bench now, but Tonje Jakiri has been just as dominant when he's been on the floor. And they're going to go with their third option at centre now, Iliman Diop, who's in for the first time. He's a 2'11" centre. He's only averaged 7 minutes a game this season. Another real giant in that position, though, with 2.4 meters wingspan. Peters. Here is Diop. Vildoza to the far side. Gedraitis for 3. Off the mark. Rebound secured underneath by Uskokovic. 22 the deficit for Crvena Zvezda. Lloyd balancing at centre court, guarded by Gedraitis. Jagic running interference on the perimeter. Far side it goes. Into the lane. Pass intercepted. Tip back into the hands of Jordan Lloyd, the league's 3rd top scorer, and he shows what he's all about as he nails from a couple of feet back. Crvena Zvezda getting it beneath 20 with 65 seconds remaining of the second quarter. And Duško Ivanović calls timeout on the Baskonia bench, wanting to ensure his team dot the I's and cross the T's on a comfortable first half performance.
Set a good screen. And then play. Off screen too. Let's go, let's go. Good play. Box out, box out.
Well, you never know, especially in this competition. Crvena Zvezda, a team full of grit and determination. But it would have to be the most remarkable comeback of the entire campaign. But they do have Jordan Lloyd in their ranks. Jagic Karija playing as a makeshift centre right now. But Jordan Lloyd is up to 13 points. 5 in the last few moments. And he's cut the deficit down to 19. We saw a remarkable comeback last night that was nearly completed by Olympiacos against CSKA. From this kind of margin, it is doable. Final minute of the first half. Gedraitis back to Vildoza. Cross-court pass, far side Peters. Sedekerskis up against Simonovic. Shot clock winding down. Sedekerskis spins baseline, misses his shot. And Crvena Zvezda hunting in packs for the rebound. Protect it from Iliman Diop. Further encouragement for the Serbians here, and they'll slow it down. 15 on the shot clock. Uskokovic. Now Jordan Lloyd. He's got the hot hand. Bumps bodies in the paint. Gets a good look at the basket. Can't score. And it's Baskonia ball on the baseline. Just 11 points in the quarter for Zvezda. To 16 in the first. We've got a 2-second differential now between shot clock and game clock at the end of this second quarter. We're going to have another timeout with Baskonia leading 46-27. Chance to take a closer look at the contribution of Jordan Lloyd, who averages a league 3rd best, 17.1 points per game this season. He's already put up 13 in the first half here, but his team have only put up 27. Lloyd almost half of their offensive output. He's 2 of 4 on the inside, 2 of 3 on the perimeter, and 3 of 4 from the foul line. 13 points in just under 14 minutes on court. He had 30 in the win over Baskonia back in Belgrade in October. That game between Olympiacos and CSKA last night. Olympiacos trailed by 25 points early in the third quarter and only lost the game by 1 against the defending champions, 74-75. So Crvena Zvezda and coach Radonjic don't have to look too far back for inspiration. Jordan Lloyd trying desperately to provide inspiration for them here, but he will finish this second quarter on the bench. As Zvezda have to dig in and play defense for 24 seconds. 19 points is the deficit at the moment. Perrier-Henry will slow it down and try to leave Zvezda no time in which to respond. 7.2 assists a game this season for Henry. 5 seconds to shoot. Passes far side. Contested long range 2 that will drop for Vildoza. And Baskonia firing down a 4th straight win in pursuit of the playoffs. They lead by 21 at the half on home court. Tough to take for coach Dejan Radonjic and for Crvena Zvezda, who just look short of numbers and worn out. And Baskonia have one hand on the win, even at halftime, 48-20. They start the second half with a commanding 21-point lead over Crvena Zvezda, who start with the ball. Here's Lloyd, got it by Gedraitis. Davidovac, he's going to take a 3. That might be one route back into this ball game for Crvena Zvezda if they can light it up from long range. They hit 13 threes when they beat Baskonia in Belgrade in round 2. That's their 4th this evening off 11 attempts. Here's Foul up against Kuzmic, who's playing on 3 fouls. And Foul forced into the miss this time. That will give Kuzmic a bit of confidence. Only the 2nd miss of the game for Yusuf Foul. Davidovac, he's just hit a 3. He's going to fire another. Foul backed off him, and back-to-back threes from Dejan Davidovac. And Crvena Zvezda refused to back down. They've closed a 21-point margin to 15 in the opening minute of the second half. Vildoza far side, Polonara puts the ball on the floor, pops it off to Sedekerskis. Gets it back from Polonara, Sedekerskis for 3. No, rebound for Jordan Lloyd, and he's looking to run. Gedraitis got back at him. Simonovic in the corner, Davidovac. Simonovic looking back out to Davidovac, puts the brakes on. And they'll play in the final 9 seconds of the shot clock now. Lloyd escaping Gedraitis. He takes a 3. Too long for Jordan Lloyd, and Foul gets his hand to the rebound, and that really would have been game on. Vildoza, Gedraitis, low catch, adjusted, and got the shot to go. Rokas Gedraitis steadies the ship for Baskonia. 12 points for him now. He's 5 of 6 from the field, including 2 threes. It's an 18-point margin again. Here's Walden. Blocked off by the long limbs of Foul, back to Lloyd. Little up fake, puts it up at the 2nd attempt. Jordan Lloyd, tough start to the half for him, blocked by Foul, and it gets even tougher for the league's 3rd top scorer, Jordan Lloyd. He's missed 2 shots and then had the next one rejected. Second block of the game for Yusuf Foul. The 2 threes from Davidovac close the gap to 15. Now at 18, and Baskonia have the ball back. Jakiri handing off to Vildoza. In the corner, Sedekerskis puts the ball on the floor. Spins baseline, way over the hoop, into the hands of Kuzmic. Davidovac. Slow it down, Crvena Zvezda, and play in the half court. Jakiri's on Davidovac, so Kuzmic has the height advantage inside, but Davidovac's feeling it from the perimeter. Having hit his first 2, he misses that one, his first miss of the game of any type. Deep 3-point shot. Perfect from Luka Vildoza. The lead back to 21 as it was at the half. Baskonia with 3 double-digit scorers already as Vildoza hits 10. Walden runs into the sizable frame of Jakiri, recovers the handle on the ball up against Vildoza, goes behind the back trying to shake him off. Walden fouled, got the shot away, but the basket won't count. An exciting first 3.5 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Hinted at a possible comeback. It's been quickly extinguished, though, by Luka Vildoza from distance. The margin as it was at the main break. There's the ball. Simonovic. Right hand dribble drive, nice bit of footwork as well from the 21-year-old guard, Alexa Uskokovic, with a nice score. His first of the game. Bumped away from Peters. Whose possession is it? Both teams making their case. I believe it remains in the hands of Baskonia. Perrier-Henry. Jakiri screen. Rolls inside, bypassed by Henry. Peters onto Polonara, 4-3. Lloyd getting his hand to the rebound, but Henry beats him to it on the baseline. Jakiri. Gedraitis hands off to Perrier-Henry. 2 assists so far for him. Gedraitis, 3-point shot, left of the basket. Kuzmic the rebound. Uskokovic again. Leading the Zvezda offense right now, the youngster. Kuzmic runs interference, he goes the other way, shakes off Henry, takes the long 2 and hits. Back-to-back baskets from the impressive Alexa Uskokovic. It's a 17-point margin. And there's a foul at centre court. Crvena Zvezda certainly bringing it here in the third, trading blows with Baskonia. Uskokovic getting away from the best pickpocket on the continent in Perrier-Henry, and then hitting the long 2. That after the driving dribble towards the basket and the layup before. He's just picked up his first foul of the game as well. Here's Henry, lane opens up to attack, kicks it to Peters, 3-point shot, got it. One of the elite sharpshooters of this competition, Alec Peters. 2 of 5 tonight, but close to 50% for the season. 20 the lead for Baskonia. Dobric takes it from the stripe, pops out into the hands of Polonara, who grabs his 5th rebound of the game. Perrier-Henry down the floor, entry pass to Fall, who hammers home. Youssef Fall throwing it down in style, and he's got 15 tonight.
He shot the right, put him left and go with him. If he make the basket, make for contact. Now is Kurija. We play with him. Green, red. He can shot the right and green, red. Okay? First offense, we play box 5. Box 5. Flex 5. Flex 5. Flex 5. So, flex 5. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We saw in that timeout the dominant numbers at centre and in the paint and from 2-point range in Baskonia's favour. Crvena Zvezda have put in plenty of good and hard work in the third quarter so far, but despite all of that, they trail by more than they did at half-time. 22 the deficit now. Davidovac to Dobric. He threatens and then takes the 3, falls short into the hands of Perrier-Henry. Quarterback pass down the field for him. Youssef Fall disrupted. Able to get his hands on the ball again and score once more. 17 for Youssef Fall on 8 of 10 shooting. 24 the Baskonia lead. Davidovac guarded by Fall and fouled as Fall caught the face of Dejan Davidovac. Inadvertently, I'm sure. It's a third foul on Youssef Fall. We'll go to the benches with a 24-point margin. Youssef Fall to the bench, in fact. The game's going to continue. Simonovic, back to Davidovac. Guarded by Peters. And the switch onto Diop. And the turnover and the chance to run. Henry has the pass picked off. Uskokovic, fouled by Henry, far side. First foul on Perrier Henry, who's got 2 steals on his stat line tonight. No sign of a comeback here. Still no sign, really, of a comeback in Istanbul in the derby. It's now a 24-point lead for visiting team Anadolu Efes at Fenerbahce, who've won each of their last 10 in a row. 56-80 the score. It's also 24 points here. Jagadic Courageous for 3, trying to close the gap. Three and a half to play in the third. Perrier Henry. Gedraitis. Diop coming out. Perhaps to an interference. Gedraitis lost the handle on the ball. 5 to shoot. Wants to take it at Jagadic Courageous. Floater doesn't go down. The tip from Polonara does, though. It's the 11th offensive rebound of the game for Baskonia. 8.6 boards and a block for Polonara. Uskokovic past Henry. And he's benefiting now from playing the longer minutes and showing his coach what he can do. 6 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds and a steal in 13 minutes on court for Uskokovic. Here's Peters up against Davidovac. Diop. Is he going to take a 3, the big man? He misses it into the hands of Dobric, but Gedraitis and Baskonia showing their battling qualities, up big, but still going for the loose balls over on the far side. 12.5 minutes to play. They lead by 21. The margin is certainly not insurmountable, but there's been few signs from his team that they can even spark somewhat of a comeback. Aggressive attack to the basket by Radonov, showing plenty of confidence, but not close to finishing. Henry will slow it down. 4 assists for him now. Looking to orchestrate the offense again. Perrier Henry. Out to Kurskis. Peters wants to post up, got behind Radonov, back out, wide open look for 3. Off the mark. Saved on the baseline into the hands of Simonovic. Uskokovic looking to turn it on again. This time pass was tipped up to Jagadic Courageous. They'll keep possession of it, Crvena Zvezda. And Uskokovic will go again. Lovely pass inside, back out to the corner. Dobric got fouled and put it in. A chance at a 4-point play for Crvena Zvezda, who keep on fighting here at the Fernando Buesa. Uskokovic doing well at point guard right now, playing longer minutes here in the third quarter. And then the nice pass down the baseline off the back of the entry pass for the corner 3. Omni and Dobric completes the 4-point play. The margin is only 17. Diop. Can Crvena Zvezda stop Baskonia? That's been the problem. Henry, Kurskis. Diop to Peters, open for 3. Rims out on the follow. Diop caught underneath the basket. Little push shot won't go either for Dragic, and they come away with it, Crvena Zvezda. Radonov finding Walden. 1 minute to play in the third. A little bit of encouragement here for Crvena Zvezda. Walden takes it past Diop and got it with the foul. A chance to make it a 14-point margin on the burst of the basket from Corey Walden. Off the back of a 4-point play from Dobrich, a chance at a 3-point play for Walden. Polonara summoned from the bench to try and keep Crvena Zvezda at arm's length. Walden misses the and one, so it's a 15-point differential. Dragic to Polonara. Now Peters. Dragic again, directing traffic from deep. Shot clock's down to 4 already. Dragic wants to take it at Jagodic. Karic goes behind the back, turning it on. Misses the shot, though. No foul on the baseline. Henry catches up with it in the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Perrier-Henry taking his time. Up against Simonovic. Henry off the crossover into traffic, over his head. Sparkling from Perrier. What a delightful move. An outrageous move from Perrier-Henry. With Crvena Zvezda threatening the comeback, it's extinguished by Perrier-Henry. What a way to get his first score of the game. He completes the 3-point play to make it an 18-point lead. Five to shoot for Walden. He'll take the 3. Dragic the rebound, and that will do it. For a third quarter in which Crvena Zvezda improved, and their best offensive output by some distance in the game. They closed the gap, but only by a small margin in the end. They still trail by 18 points heading into the fourth. Baskonia in control with 10 minutes to play. Baskonia have been in the driver's seat throughout. Crvena Zvezda showed a bit of encouragement in the third quarter that they could come back. 21 points in the third by some distance. The best offensive performance for Crvena Zvezda, who only had 11 points in the second quarter. Much more efficient on the offensive end in the third, sparked initially by the 2 threes from Dejan Davidovac, which cut the deficit to 15. Baskonia bounced back though, stretched it back above 20. Off their own 3-point shooting, including this one from way outside from Lilka Vildoza. And then the young point guard came to play, Alexa Uskokovic, with a series of baskets. Perrier-Henry, the quarterback pass down the feet, used for foul, continuing to do his thing. He's up to 17 points in the game, of 8 of 10 shooting. Henry's got 4 assists. Tremendous first score of the ball game, torching Simonovic, finishing overhead at the basket. 18 the lead for Baskonia, 66-48. Zvezda shooting the better percentage on the perimeter at 39%. It looked like it might have a chance of getting them close enough, but ultimately Baskonia finishing strong in the third, despite the best efforts of the 21-year-old Alexa Uskokovic, who had all 6 of his points in that third quarter. 2 assists as well, and a steal, benefiting from the education of facing a very talented team. Facing that man there, Perrier-Henry, who's one of the standout point guards on the continent right now. Baskonia by 18. Polonara. Henry. Dragic, Polonara wanting to receive it, and does so. Wanting to attack Davidovac and forcing the foul on the number 7. Polonara on to Dragic. Here's Henry. Henry into the lane, in traffic again, this time misses the shot. Davidovac passes as he got tripped. Walden gets to the basket, can he finish? Yes, he can, with a foul again. A chance for a second three-point play of the second half for Walden. In fact, he missed the and one on his foul shot in the third quarter. He'll try and do what he couldn't do in the last period here in the fourth now. He'll be happy with the spirit his team have shown, particularly here in the second half. Coach Dejan Radonjic, despite the many talents of this Baskonia roster, which includes cleaning the floor. Kile Polonara, they have to a certain extent clean the floor with Crvena Zvezda tonight. It's only a 16-point margin. And Walden could make it 15 with 9.5 still to play. Over in Istanbul, meanwhile, it's around a 30-point game in Efes's favour. The 10-game winning streak of Fenerbahce is being blown to bits. Here's foul. And he'll go to the line to try and add to his 17 points. If he can get both of these, use of a foul, he would tie his EuroLeague career high. He misses the first, though. $18 points then for Felt, along with 5 rebounds and 2 block shots. 16 the gap. Davidovac. Radanov. Walden was stuck to by Henry. The screen from Kuzmic allows Walden to get away, but not from foul. Back out, 3-point shot for Zvezda. And foul the rebound. Not just his scoring tonight, but his rebounding ability and sheer presence in the paint. It's made life so difficult for Crvena Zvezda. Up against Kuzmic now. He's done well to avoid the 4th foul so far, Kuzmic. Foul goes at him again, spins baseline, misses for just the 3rd time here tonight, and the rebound's wrestled down. Walden. High up to Kuzmic, he got in behind foul and he scored. So it's only a 14-point game with 8 minutes to play. Only the 2nd shot of the night, both of them good for Kuzmic. There's a foul on Radanov trying to track Gedraitis, and Crvena Zvezda are doing this without Jordan Lloyd on the floor. Lloyd has sat out this good spell, but he might just be coming back in here, the man who scored 13 points for them in the first half. A rare advantage in the paint for Kuzmic tonight as he got in behind Yusuf Afel. Lloyd is back for Zvezda. Foul comes out, sets a high screen, intercepted by Davidovac, but only out of bounds. Shot clock winding down into foul, tipped away. Oh, turned over. That's a heartbreaker for Crvena Zvezda as Gedraitis gets in and takes the ball away when they had a chance of reducing the arrears to maybe 11 or 12. Now it could be 16. Great credit to Rokas Gedraitis, though, to anticipate and intercept. He's earned his first trip to the foul line. Part of the learning curve for the 23-year-old Alexa Radanov. Only made his EuroLeague debut in round 17, Radanov. He's Averaged around 5 points in 13 minutes over 8 games since then. Gedraitis gets them both. So 16 is the margin, 7.5 to play. Lloyd. Now Kuzmic, the big man's not going to shoot the three, so they leave him unguarded momentarily on the perimeter. Walden. Pass intercepted, just about reached the captain Lazic, who was smothered mid-air by Peters, but Kuzmic got it on the hook shot over the top of Fell. 3 baskets tonight for Kuzmic, 2 of them here in the fourth quarter already. 14 points the gap, 7 minutes still to play. Here's Peters onto Fell, up against Kuzmic, bumping bodies in the paint. Fell, that's easy for him. He elevates, gets a good look and backs it in. 20 tonight, a career high for Youssef Fell. Lloyd, Walden, 16 the gap then. Jordan Lloyd coming away around the screen, step to the side, 3-point shot. Lazic catches up with the rebound, second chance scoring opportunity for Zvezda for only the 9th time tonight, and they get it with a foul. Walden again. Corey Walden on his return with a chance to hit 10 points. To the line for an and one once more. And not just that, but it's a 4th foul on Baskonia's top scorer, Youssef Fell, who just hit 20 points at the other end of the floor, but now will surely have to go to the bench. And indeed he does. Walden has been the spark for Crvena Zvezda. They've closed the gap down to 13. 6.5 minutes still to play. This is very much alive, this ball game, when it seemed for the vast majority of the opening 30 minutes at least that it would be anything but. Vildoza, 10 points, 4 assists for him tonight. Henry with 5 assists, the 2 creators on the floor together for Baskonia. Here's Jakiri, fires it to Peters in the corner for 3. Alec Peters so cool and composed on the perimeter. 16, the margin in Baskonia's favour. Uskokovic. Zvezda spread the floor. Kuzmic comes out, goes back inside. Shot clock's down to the final 5. Picked off here by Achille Polonara. Checks the rearview mirror and then flies high to the rack. And that should surely do it. Baskonia unloading their offensive arsenal on Crvena Zvezda again. 18 the lead. And they've turned up the intensity. Your 7 days magic moment. The only field goal so far tonight for Perrier Henry, but what a field goal it was. The crossover, the spin in the paint mid-air, and the finish over his head. So Perrier perfection. Foul on his route to the rim. And he completed the 3-point play. He's also got 5 assists and a couple of steals. Just the 1 turnover here tonight. Look at the handle, the moves, and the finish. Those his only points of the game, but he's been a very accomplished playmaker again. A player who can do so much, plays great defense, the league leader in steals, 3rd ranked player in assists, and also capable of putting up points when he's called upon to do so. Lloyd into Kuzmic, got in behind, and he scored. 6 points in the fourth quarter for Kuzmic. 16 points the margin, midway point of the fourth. Henry to Vildoza. Jakiri from the elbow, looking to show his range. Tonye Jakiri knocking down the mid-ranger, no problem at all. And the offense has improved significantly for Crvena Zvezda in the second half, but they just can't stop the Baskonia offense. And they've turned up the intensity on the defensive end as well now. Jakiri up against Kuzmic. Spins baseline. Misses the shot this time. Jordan Lloyd the rebound. Yet to score in the second half, Jordan Lloyd. Wants to take it at Jakiri here. Hangs, but can't hit. Despite 13 points in the first half for Lloyd, it's been a pretty tough evening in terms of shooting the ball. He'll go to the line for 2 here. He's 3 of 4 at the line, 4 of 11 at the field now. And there you go, 3 of 5 at the foul line. A player who usually shoots the ball so efficiently. Four and a half to play, 17 the gap. Baskonia, with each and every tick of the clock, getting closer to a 4th straight win. Vildoza guarded by Lloyd. Jakiri with the high screen, rolls inside, looking back out. Perrier Henry onto Luca Vildoza for the 3. They're queuing up on the perimeter. Baskonia putting themselves firmly back in the playoff picture. Up by 20 with 4 minutes to play. Coach Ivanovic's team closing in on that 4th straight win. What a win, by the way, for Efes in the Istanbul derby that's just finishing. They've put up 106 points and beaten Fenerbahce by 32 to end the 10-game winning streak of Fenerbahce. Here it's a 20-point Baskonia lead with under 4 minutes to play, 81-61. The big positive for Duško Ivanović and Baskonia here is they've been able to rest players ahead of a double game week next week. As Alexa Uskokovic shows his quality and potential again. 8 points for him in the second half. That's been the big benefit for Crvena Zvezda, the young player getting minutes without too much pressure. Certainly looks a talent. There's a foul there on Jordan Lloyd. But Baskonia have been able to share their minutes around. Vildoza, one of 4 double-digit scorers for them at the foul line now. He's got 13 points, along with 5 assists and 3 steals. They've had 10.7 rebounds from Polonara, 14 points from Gedraitis, and then, of course, the 20 points, along with 6 rebounds and 2 blocks from Yusuf Afal, points that have come in 16 minutes. Uskokovic attacking Jakiri, offensive rebound Kuzmic, and a foul on Polonara. Crvena Zvezda playing hard right until the final buzzer here, particularly that young man and the veteran centre Kuzmic. His game plan was torn to shreds really by the 2 fouls in the opening minute on Ognjen Kuzmic, which left Crvena Zvezda without a centre. Three minutes to play, 18 the Baskonia lead. Vildoza working with Jakiri in tight quarters. Lovely pass out to Polonara for the 3. No, flying rebound. Kuzmic got there ahead of Riesta. Lloyd Both teams at the foul limit now. Baskonia one away. Uskokovic. You can see there that Baskonia have led for the entirety of this game. Kuzmic. Forced into the miss by Polonara. Perrier-Henry. Up high to Polonara, too high. Perrier-Henry usually pinpoint with his passing. Polonara goes again, skips through a gap into the paint and scores. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks now for Achille Polonara. 4 assists as well. A man who so often does it in each and every category. 20 the margin, 2 minutes and change remaining. Uskokovic guarded by Vildoza. Davidovac back to Uskokovic. Gonna show his gears again as he goes at Jakiri. Couldn't find Kuzmic underneath. Vildoza for 3, too long. Rebound Dobric. Uskokovic. He's played 19 minutes tonight, the 21-year-old Uskokovic. Many of those in the second half. Davidovac out to Dobric for the 3. Falls short into the hands of Perrier-Henry. Henry leading the fast break up high. Rayesta couldn't convert. A fast-paced finish here. Jordan Lloyd got Henry flying past him, missed the 3 though. Only 4 of 12 from the field now, Jordan Lloyd. Polonara kicks it to Rayesta in the corner. That's the final nail in the Crvena Zvezda coffin. Not just here tonight, but in pursuit of the playoffs. But Baskonia are building up a big head of steam. It'll be 4 straight wins to improve their record to 13-13. Although they'll be disappointed to see Anadolu Efes, who have the last playoff place, win against Fenerbahce tonight. So Baskonia will remain a couple of wins off the top 8, despite a 4th straight win of their own this evening. Uskokovic off the mark for 3. Might get a second bite of the cherry. Vildoza gets there first, though. Kurtz, another youngster who's come in. 21-year-old Latvian misses the outside shot. You can see him perhaps here, there on the far side, Coach Dejan Radonjic applauding his players. Who in this second half, maybe for just a few moments, have hinted at a potential comeback to try and keep it interesting, but ultimately they've run out of steam. What has been such a tough week for them. Dobric hits the 3. They'll keep on firing. And they're missing Noko, Kolom, Reith and Hall due to COVID-related reasons. And they had to play just 3 days ago at Žalgiris. They didn't expect much tonight. Baskonia had to do a very professional job, and they've done it, to win a 4th straight game and to keep their playoff dreams burning bright. In the end, they won it by 20, behind the 20 points of Yusufa Fell. And Baskonia moved to 13-13 overall to keep pace with the likes of Anadolu Efes in the playoff positions. For Crvena Zvezda, it's a 6th straight defeat as they fall to 7-19 for the season. The final score, Baskonia 87, Crvena Zvezda 67 at the Fernando Buesa Arena.